morning guys, welcome to the final part of the Giraffe and the Pelly and me, hosted by myself, the magical storyteller Mr. Denton. So, final chapters, always important to see what happens to the characters at the end of the story, how they get on, how happy they are, how all those loose threads in the story begin to pull together. So yesterday we began to find out more about what was going to happen to the giraffe and the Pelly and the monkey. Long term they've been invited to go and live at the Duke's mansion and to do special jobs for him there, and they were very excited about the thought of it. And yesterday we left the Pelly catching salmon in the special lake at the back of the mansion. So that leaves us with Billy to consider what will happen to him next. Everybody else seems to have got something rather good. How will things end for Billy? Here we go. Billy stood alone with the Duke on the lawn, beside the great house. "Well, Billy," he said, "I'm awfully glad that they're all happy. But then what about you, my lad? What about you? I'm wondering if you happen to have just one extra special little wish for yourself that I can help to grant. If you do, I would really love you to tell me about it." There was a sudden tingling in Billy's toes. It felt as though something tremendous might be going to happen at any moment. Yes, Duke. I do have a special little wish." "What might that be, boy?" said the Duke in his kindly, stammering voice. "Well, you see, there's an old wooden house near where I live. It's called the Grubber, and it used to be a sweet shop. I wished and wished that one day somebody might come along and make it into a marvellous new sweet shop." "Somebody?" cried the Duke. "What do you mean, somebody? You and I will make it together. We will do it. We'll make it into the most wonderful sweet shop in the entire world. And you, my boy, will own it completely." Whenever the old Duke got excited, his enormous moustache started to bristle and roll around. Right now, they were rolling around and jumping up and down as much as he could, as though he had a squirrel on his face. "By gad, sir," he cried, waving his stick around, "I shall buy the place today, and then we'll all get to work. We'll have the whole thing ready in no time. You just wait and see, my lad. See what sort of a sweet shop we're going to make out of the Grubber, this place of yours." It was amazing how quickly things began to happen after that. There was no problem about buying the house because it was owned by the Giraffe and the Pelly and the Monkey, and they insisted upon giving it to the Duke for absolutely nothing, seeing as the Duke said they could now live on his land for absolutely nothing. The builders and carpenters moved into the old wooden house, and they rebuilt the whole of the inside so that once again it had 3 floors. On all these floors they put together rows and rows and rows of tall shelves, and there were ladders to climb up to the high shelves and baskets to carry wherever you bought. Then came the sweets, the chocolates, the toffees and the fudges, and the nougat as well. It began pouring in from all over the world to fill the shelves. They came by aeroplane, the most wild and wondrous things you could ever imagine. There were gump whistlers, fizzwinkles from China, froth blowers and spit sizzlers that came from Africa, tummy ticklers and gobwangles that came from the Fiji Islands, and lip lickers and plush nuggets that came from the land of the midnight sun. Wow, what a selection. For 2 whole weeks, the flood of boxes and sacks continued to arrive in the shop. Billy couldn't keep track of all the countries that they come from, but you can bet your life that as he unpacked each one, Billy had to carefully sample the sweets just to make sure that they were good enough to eat. Billy remembered the giant wang-doodle tasted from Australia. Every one was huge, red, ripe, crispy strawberry hidden inside a crispy chocolate crust. Not sure if I like that or not, guys. And the electric fizz cocklers that made every hair on your head stand straight up on end as soon as you popped one in your mouth. They were very tangy. And there were niche nobblers and gum glotters, and there were blue bubblers and sherbet slurpers and tongue rakers. And as well as all this, there was a whole lot of splendid stuff directly from the great Wonka factory itself. For example, there was the famous Willy Wonka rainbow drops. Suck them and you can spit in 7 different colours. And his stick jaw for talkative parents, and his mint jujubes that gave the boy next door green teeth for a month. So there had to be a grand opening day once it was ready. The day came. All the customers were able to help themselves for free on the opening day. And the place was so crowded with children you could hardly move. Television cameras came, newspaper reporters were all there, and of course the old Duke himself stood outside in the road with the giraffe and the Pelly and the monkey, watching the marvellous scene. Billy came out of the shop to join them for a few moments and brought them a bag of extra special sweets as a present. To the Duke, because the weather was a little chilly, Billy gave him some scorch droppers that had been sent from Iceland. The label said that they were guaranteed to make the person who sucked them as warm as toast, even if he was standing completely naked at the North Pole in the middle of winter. The moment the Duke put one into his mouth, thick smoke came gushing out of the old boy's nostrils in such quantities that it looked like his moustache was going to go up in flames at any moment.
Hey, it's terrific! It's tremendous stuff! I'll take a case of them with me, boy. They're fabulous.
To the giraffe was given a bag of glumptious glob globblers, and that's not easy to say. The glob globblers is an especially delicious sweet that is made somewhere near Mecca, and the moment you bite into it, all the perfume juices of Arabia go squirting down your gullet, one after the other. Oh, it's wonderful, cried the giraffe, as a cascade of lovely liquid flavours poured all the way down her long throat. It's even better than my favourite pink and purple flowers. The pelican received a big bag of pishlets. Pishlets, as you might know, are bought by children who are unable to whistle a tune as they walk along the street, but want to if they could. They had a splendid effect upon the pelican, for after he put one into his beak and chewed it for a while, he suddenly started singing like a nightingale. This made him wildly excited, because pelicans are not naturally songbirds. No pelican had ever been known to whistle a tune before, until now. And to the monkey was given a bag of devil's drencher sweets. Those small, fiery black sweets that one is not allowed to sell to children under 4 years of age because they're too dangerous. When you've sucked a devil's drencher for a minute or so, you can set your breath alight and blow a huge column of fire 20 feet high into the air. The Duke put a match to the monkey's breath and tested it and shouted,
Come on, blow, monkey! Blow!
And a sheet of orange flame shot up as high as the roof of the grubber house. It was wonderful to see. Then after that, Billy said, I've got to leave you all now. I must go and look after the many customers I have in my shop. The giraffe said, well, we must go too. We have 100 windows to clean before dark. Billy said goodbye to the Duke, and then one by one to each of the giraffe, the Pelly and the monkey. It had been a wonderful, wonderful time. Suddenly, everything became very quiet and a little sad. And the monkey looked as though he was about to cry and sang a little farewell song. We have tears in our eyes as we wave our goodbyes. We loved being with you, we three. So please now and then come and see us again, the giraffe, the Pelly and me. All you do is to look at a page in this book, because that's where we always will be. No book ever ends when it's full of your friends, and that's the giraffe, the Pelly and me. What a nice way to end what will be our last storytelling in our Jackanory adventure, because of course you're coming back to us next week, which is what all this is all about, of course. I hope you've enjoyed the story, the latest story, and tomorrow, to celebrate the range of Roald Dahl books that we've told, I'm going to do a special quiz in our Jackanory time tomorrow that celebrates the Twits, George's Marvellous Medicine, SEO Trot, and of course our latest book, The Giraffe, the Pelly and Me. But what a nice way to end our storytelling time. So I'll see you tomorrow for the great Roald Dahl quiz in our Jackanory time. That will be our last time together before World Book Day. So take care, stay safe, we're nearly back together, and I'll see you for that quiz tomorrow. Take care.